everyone, today I've got The Space Between Us movie review. A boy born in space, and more specifically on Mars, comes back down to Earth just trying to live a normal human life. But once problems arise, can he overcome them? As far as the story goes, when there are several issues with this film already, I honestly don't see how a viewer can look past them, because this did seem like a very interesting concept, though one that had a lot of different themes going on here, and it seemed a little bit unorganized at times. No, right off the bat, this just was a huge bore fest, and for however long this movie was, it didn't really serve its purpose. Sure, this movie is slow-paced, and the story isn't as interesting as I thought it would be, and quite frankly, I don't even know what the heck was all really going on, and it's by the director of the Hannah Montana movie. So I knew that this movie was just not to be taken seriously whatsoever. It just did not really hook me in. As far as the casting goes, you've got Asa Butterfield, who plays this one boy named Gardner. He's been living in space and he grew up in space. He had a few issues and that was a reason why he didn't get to go to Earth right away, so he might not be completely compatible with the Earth's atmosphere and all of that, but he wanted to experience life like a human, so then he ends up communicating with this one girl played by Britt Robertson, who, by the way, I feel like I can't take her seriously in movies these days. I mean, with Tomorrowland and then seeing her in A Dog's Purpose, I mean, Asa Butterfield, he already had his experience in Ender's Game, so I could see how he could work here, but they didn't really have a lot of great chemistry in this movie, even though they're supposed to be like pen pals or something, and then all of a sudden, boom, they get in a relationship. But then the only person to possibly want to hunt them down for the purposes of being this like sort of movie bad guy, but not really, even though he does it pretty well, Gary Oldman. He was like the head of like that NASA program. Gardner's mom was an astronaut, and then something happened to her, and then all of a sudden, Asa Butterfield's just trying to figure things out, but then he's also trying to run away from Gary Oldman, who's like hunting him down. But then you thought, who could save the day better than Carla Gugino, who was, a Spy Kids mom, but she wasn't as great of a, maternal. I mean, she was okay in this movie, but the acting overall just really wasn't that great. The only thing that I liked about this movie was some of the lightheartedness, but that's really not saying much, because I really wanted this movie to have, an effect on me, and it didn't really bring me to tears, so that was unfortunate. But this is a Bad Love Review contender because of just, how terribly done this movie is, and I felt like it could have gone a whole lot better. Pretty much, the story was uninteresting, the characters were just really hokey, and I didn't really care too much about the outcome of this film. So the things that I didn't really like about this movie was the fact that it was like probably a half an hour too long. This is like a 2-hour long movie, and it just really got boring that way, and it was trying too hard to be funny, and I couldn't decide whether or not, okay, is this a sci-fi movie or is this a rom-com? I couldn't really tell, because it was going back and forth and all over the place, and it really did feel anticlimactic by the end, so I just couldn't care less about it. So overall, I would say that The Space Between Us is a movie that I would want to space myself far away from if I ever come across this movie again, but I'll try my hardest to not ever see this movie. So I can't see myself recommending this to anyone it's just a huge waste of time. So I would give this 1 heart on the heart rate scale. So let me know in the comments what you guys thought of The Space Between Us, and as always, you guys can subscribe to my channel. I've got more movie reviews, movie updates coming every week for a Trailer Thursday video. You guys can also like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter, and I will see you guys later.